Hello dear students, now it's our first lecture of linear dynamics. We have already done linear kinematics unit. Okay, in the linear kinematics we have done displacement, velocity, acceleration, uniformly accelerated motion, relative motion, motion in 2D, and projectile motion and circular kinematical part. Okay, the linear kinematics part deals with what? The study of motion of particle in 1D, 2D or 3D without considering the cause of motion. But in case of linear dynamics, we have to study the motion of particle or study of motion, linear motion, curvilinear motion of the rigid body, considering the cause of motion. Okay, so here linear dynamics is what? The study of motion. It is a study of motion, obviously linear or curvilinear, considering the cause of motion. Okay, considering the cause of motion, and see the cause of motion is force. Force is what? F. Cause of motion is force, and this force is a vector quantity. What is the SI unit of force? The SI unit is Newton. The electrostatic unit, CGS unit of force we have derived the result dimensionally, and 1 Newton we have what? 10 is power 5 Dian. Okay, and what about the dimensionate? Dimensionate of the force is M L T minus 2. LT minus 2 is acceleration, M is what? Mass, MLT minus 2. So see, force is a vector quantity. Force we have Fx I cap, Fy j cap, and plus Fz k cap. And force may be of any type: mechanical force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, nuclear force, and gravitational force. Okay, any type of force. Now Fx is the force along x coordinate, Fy is the force along y coordinate, and Fz is the force along what? Z coordinate. Suppose this one is XYZ coordinate system, and this one is force. Okay, force vector. This angle is alpha, this angle is beta, and this angle is what? Gamma. So what is the value of cos alpha? Direction cosine we have, it is Fx by the magnitude of force. Cos beta we have force along y coordinate by the magnitude of force. And what about cos gamma? It is force along z coordinate by the magnitude of force. Okay, and the magnitude of force we have under root Fx square plus Fy square and plus Fz square. It is the magnitude of the force. Okay, now we come to the laws of motion, and further we will be doing what? The reference frame concept, what are inertial reference frame and what are non-inertial reference frame. But firstly we come to the Newton's laws of motion. Okay, Newton's laws of motion. Newton's first law. It is also what? The law of inertia. Okay. Inertia of rest. Inertia of motion. And the third one is the inertia of direction. Okay. So what is law of inertia? A particle remains in its state of motion unless or until an external force is applied to change the state of motion. Okay, change the state. See, we do not have any mathematical calculation in first law of motion, so it only says what a particle remains in its state of motion unless or until an external force is applied to change the state of motion. Means if a particle is static, it remains static unless until an external force is applied to move it. If inertia of motion is what? If a particle is moving with uniform velocity, then for increasing or decreasing the velocity, you will have to what? Apply the external force. And also to change the direction of motion of a particle or body, you will have to apply what? An external force. So see, the first law gives what? The qualitative definition of force. ये सिर्फ force की quality को बताता है कि force क्या कर सकता है. तो see, first law, Newton's first law gives the qualitative definition of the force. It gives the qualitative definition of force. Now we separately move toward the inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and the inertia of direction. Okay. So we come to the inertia of rest. A particle or body remains static external force is applied to move it. जब तक आप external force नहीं लगाएंगे, the body will remain what? Static. Suppose if a mass is static in my hand, Suppose this one is a mass, it is static in my hand. So it remains static unless or until an external force is applied to move it. External force लगाना ही होगा. So that is what inertia of rest. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल, बेसिक एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं, एंड यू हैव टू रीड द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ द पार्ट्स, इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट, इनर्शिया ऑफ मोशन, इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन. यू मे रीड इट फ्रॉम द टेक्स्ट बुक NCERT or from any reference book you have. Okay, so these are the basic part you have already studied in 9th and 10th class. Okay, इसमें एक हम लेते हैं, लाइक यू आर इन अ व्हीकल. आप एक व्हीकल में स्टैंडिंग कंडीशन में हैं एंड द व्हीकल स्टार्ट्स मूविंग इन फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन. तो अगर आप व्हीकल के अंदर हैं, आप बैठे हैं या आप खड़े भी हैं और व्हीकल स्टार्ट्स एक्सलेटिंग इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन, तो जो फुट है आपका, इट इज़ इन कॉन्टेक्ट विद द व्हीकल. ओके, तो इट स्टार्ट्स मूविंग, बट द सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ द बॉडी इट वाज इनिशियली स्टैटिक. तो ये अपने आप को स्टैटिक ही रखेगा. तो इट रिमेन्स टेंड्स टू एट द मीन पोजीशन ओनली. तो एज द व्हीकल मूव्स इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन, तो यू get a force, means you tend to move in the backward direction. Why? Because your center of mass was what? Static. So it remains static with respect to what? The part of the body which moves. That's why we get a force in the what? Backward direction. तो inertia of rest. तो ऐसे applications we have number of examples in what the books 9, 10th का and 11th का, वो आप खुद read कर लीजिए. Inertia of motion. See, if a mass is moving with uniform velocity, then to increase or decrease the velocity you will have to apply what? The force, external force. एक हम व्हीकल से, स्कूटी से या स्कूटर से हम एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, तीनों का ही. inertia of rest, your vehicle is static and you have to move it. तो what you do, you start the vehicle and we use what? Accelerator. तो एक्सलेटर जैसे ही देते हैं हमारा व्हीकल आगे की तरफ मूव करता है, तो फोर्स हमने अप्लाई किया. inertia of motion, our vehicle is moving with uniform velocity like स्कूटर या बाइक ऑफ ड्राइव कर रहे हो, and we have to increase the velocity of the bike. तो आप क्या करते हो? एक्सेलरेटर यूज करते हो. and if we have to stop the vehicle, तो stopping the vehicle we use what? the brake. अगर आप ब्रेक यूज करते हो तो it is what? the velocity remains constant, velocity of particle or body, unless or until an external force is applied to increase or decrease the velocity. Okay, and the third part, inertia of direction. आप एक व्हीकल ड्राइव कर रहे हो एंड फॉर चेंजिंग द डायरेक्शन, जैसे बाइक ही हम ड्राइव करते हैं या व्हीकल ड्राइव करते हैं, तो अगर हमें लेफ्ट या राइट जाना होता है तो अपने स्टीयरिंग को या हैंडल को क्या करते हैं? टर्न करते हैं. ओके, तो फॉर चेंजिंग द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द मूविंग पार्टिकल एक्सटर्नल फोर्स मस्ट बी अप्लाइड. The external force must be applied to change the direction of motion of the particle. तो यहाँ हमने क्या किया है कि व्हाट अ फोर्स कैन डू. स्टैटिक बॉडी को मूव कर सकता है, मूविंग बॉडी के वेलोसिटी को इंक्रीज कर सकता है, डिक्रीज कर सकता है, या मूविंग बॉडी के डायरेक्शन को चेंज कर सकता है. तो इट गिव्स व्हाट? द क्वालिटी ऑफ द फोर्स. दैट्स व्हाई वी से इट गिव्स द क्वालिटेटिव डेफिनेशन ऑफ द फोर्स. यहाँ मैथमेटिकल कोई कैलकुलेशन फोर्स का नहीं है, बस ये बता रहा है कि फोर्स क्या कर सकता है. नाउ वी मूव टू द न्यूटन्स सेकेंड लॉ. ओके, first law gives the qualitative definition of force, while the second law gives the quantitative definition of force. Okay. Now see, Newton's second law gives the quantitative definition of force. So it gives quantitative definition of force. Okay. So according to the second law, a rate of change in linear momentum is force. Okay. According to the second law, a rate of change in the linear momentum is force F. Okay. So we have a term here, linear momentum. Okay. So we come to the part linear momentum. It is a vector quantity and denoted by P. Okay. Suppose a particle of mass m is moving with velocity v, that is vx I cap, vy z cap, and plus vz k cap. So it implies that the momentum of particle is mass into velocity. It is mvx I cap, mvy j cap, and plus mvz k cap, that is px I cap plus py j cap and plus pz k cap. Okay. So see, what is the unit, SI unit? It is mass into velocity. So mass is kg meter per second. It is also Newton. Force is rate of change in the linear momentum. Rate of change in linear momentum is force. We'll coming to this part only. Okay. Now we come to the CGS unit. In place of Newton we have Dian and second. And what about the dimension unit? Mass kg, m, meter, length divided by time. It is mlt minus 1. Okay. Now what we have, a rate of change in the linear momentum is force. Suppose in a three-dimensional coordinate system, and it is Z, a particle of mass m is initially moving with velocity v1. It is the velocity at what time? t1 time. And a constant force has been applied on the particle. This force is what? Of constant value. So particle gets deviated due to the applied force, and after some time, say at t2, this particle is here, mass remains constant, and now it is moving with what velocity? v2 velocity. v2 is the velocity of particle at what time? t2 time. Okay, so see, what is the initial linear momentum of particle? That is p1 vector, that is mass into velocity v1 at what time? At time t1. And what is the final momentum under the given force? Final linear momentum p2, that is mass into velocity v2 at what time? Force has constant value, that is what? F. Here also force we have what? F. Under this given force, the direction of motion of the particle is changing. Okay, that means the velocity is changing. Suppose we consider we have dp. dp is the small change in momentum in what time? dt. So we have dp as the small change in linear momentum in what time? dt. Okay, dp is the small change in momentum in time, small time, dt. See, what is change in momentum? That is p2 minus p1. Okay, in time, what time we have? t2 minus t1. So according to the second law, Newton's second law, force F we have change in momentum by what? Change in time. Okay, change in momentum by change in time, that is the value of what? Force. And if dp is the small change in momentum in small time dt, in that case the value of force is what? A small change in momentum by small change in time. Okay, that is the value of force. So p2 minus p1 is the change in momentum. For small change it is dp, and for small change in time it is what? dt. So rate of change in the linear momentum is force. Okay, now what is p2 we have? It is m into v2, and p1 we have what? M into v1. Now putting the values of P2 and P1 we have, see, F we have P2 minus P1 by T2 minus T1. P2 we have what? M into V2 minus P1 we have V1 divided by T2 minus T1. Okay. Now it may be also written as F is equal to M V2 minus V1 by T2 minus T1, and change in velocity by change in time, that is rate of change in velocity, that is also called acceleration. So F we have what? Mass into acceleration, where acceleration is what? Where A is equal to V2 minus V1 by, that is rate of change in velocity, is what? Acceleration. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. This one is the derivation of force from the Newton's second law. Okay. Now we come to the more mathematical part from here. See, we have force is equal to rate of change in the linear momentum, that is dp by dt. Okay. F we have P2 minus P1 by T2 minus T1. This formula is used only when the initial and final momentum is known or these may be calculated. So when P1 and P2 are known, okay, then you have to use this formula. Next part, see, if momentum is the function of time, momentum is the linear function of time, then F is equal to dp by dt, that is d by dt function of time. The first derivative will be giving you the value of what? Force. You differentiate the momentum function, force का value आ जाएगा, और अगर देखिए momentum constant है, then the differential value will be 0. In that case force will be 0. तो see, if momentum is constant, so differentiation of constant is what? 0. So it implies that force is equal to 0. Okay. Next part. See, differentiation gives the value of what? The slope of graph. So one more information we have from here, the slope of linear momentum and time graph will be giving the value of what? The force. So slope of momentum time graph is what? Force. इसमें भी दो पार्ट है. The slope of tangent will be giving you the instantaneous value of force, while the slope of chord will be giving the average value of the force. Okay. Now we come to the next part. Now see, from this formula we may write dp is equal to what? that is the small change in momentum. So then for getting change in momentum we will have to integrate the function. So integrating both the sides, initial momentum we have p1 and the final momentum we have what, p2. Integral at time t1 momentum we have p1 and at time t2 momentum we have what, p2. So what we get, the change in momentum p2 minus p1 is equal to integration of f dt, okay, from t1 to t2. So the result shows that, see, area under the graph, integration gives what, the area under the graph. That the result shows that the area under the force time graph, ft graph, is changing linear momentum, okay. सी मोमेंटम पॉजिटिव वैल्यू भी हो सकता है और नेगेटिव वैल्यू भी हो सकता है. दिस एरिया इज a1 एंड दिस एरिया इज a2. तो ये चेंज इन मोमेंटम p2 minus p1 will be equal to what, a1 is positive and a2 is what, negative. It will be a1 minus a2. Area under the force time graph will be giving the value of what, the momentum, okay. Now we come to the next part. Say f, we have rate of change in the linear momentum, that is dp by dt, okay. And in place of p we may write what, mass into velocity, so d by dt mv, okay. Now see, f is equal to, actual result will be what, m dv by dt and plus vdm by dt using the differential formula, and this formula is valid only if both mass and velocity are variable. So when m and v are variable, okay. Now we come to the second part. When mass is constant and velocity is variable, it implies that if mass is constant then a rate of change in mass will be what, 0. In that case force formula will be m dv by dt, and dv by dt is also what, acceleration. So this formula is valid only if the mass is constant, okay. And the third part, when velocity is constant and mass is variable, it implies that the rate of change in velocity is 0. Now putting this value 0 here, so what we get, f is equal to vdm by dt. So this formula is valid when mass is what, variable. Now say We come to the questions now. We have a mass which is moving with velocity, uniform velocity of 10 meter per second, and mass which, if mass is changing at the rate of 2 kg per second, then find the value of force. So see, in this question velocity is constant and mass is variable. Mass we have given what? That is 2 kg per second. So in that case we'll have to use the formula F is equal to V dm by dt. Okay, what is velocity? It is 10, and rate of change in mass we have 2. The result we get what? 20 Newton. So that means 20 Newton of force is acting on the mass. Okay, now we come to a next question where both mass and velocity are variable. Okay, now see, we have a question. Mass of a body changing according to this equation. 37 degrees it is, and velocity is changing like this. It is the VT graph. This angle we have 45 degree. Find, first part we have force F at the end of t is equal to 2 seconds. Second part, average value of momentum, linear momentum and force within the time interval t1 is equal to 2 seconds to t2 is equal to 5 seconds. So this part is for homework. Second part, first part we are solving now. See, mass time graph. From the mass time graph we have see, it is a straight line graph. It is in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So mass is equal to slope. Angle we have 37 degree. X की जगह we have t, and what is the intercept? This one is 2. So plus 2. So what we get? Mass is equal to 3t by 4 plus 2. Okay. So this one is the value of mass. Now from the velocity time graph we get the velocity, and from the velocity time graph, see, this line is in the form y is equal to mx. So we have velocity is equal to tan of 45 degree into t. So what do you get? V is equal to tan 45 is 1, it is t. Okay. So now we have both mass as well as velocity. So what is the value of momentum now? So linear momentum P is equal to mass into velocity. mass we have 3t by 4 plus 2, and the velocity we have t. The result we have 3t square by 4 plus 2t. ये हमारे पास सब मोमेंटम आ गया, and you know that the rate of change in the linear momentum is force. Now we have force is equal to rate of change in the linear momentum. So what is momentum here? It is 3t square by 4 plus 2t plus 2t. Okay, now we differentiate it. Differentiating we get 60 by 2 and plus 2. Now at the end of it is at any time t, force at the time t. Now at what time we have to get t is equal to 2 second. F is equal to 6 into 2. We have the result 6 plus 2, that is what? 8 Newton. The other questions average moment and average force you have to do yourself. These are for homework. Now in the next class we will be doing more numericals on the theoretical concept we have done today, and we will be starting the Newton's third law of motion. Please revise the topic. Okay.